Oh, my boy is a victory tonight. Come on, support the boys. The 6 for Gambia. Our dealers want to come on, support the boys. Trophy for Gambia. New page in history forward forever, backward never. Peace, love, and peace. All that we promote. But I'm again, lose the game. Come on, in your numbers and support the boys. They can play the game, they love the game. All they need is just support. Please, the Gambia. On the 17th, but the fellow them are calling them 17 because of their skill, style, talent, overwhelming, versatile. By the power of the creator, this coffee is for the Gambia, our beloved country. By the power of the creator, this victory for the Gambia, our beloved country. Salam alaikum, yo millennium, yo. Under 17 million tonight. Summa sanyon bali dumma sade. Oh, my boy is a victory tonight. Get the legs, what's the nation? Get the legs, what's the nation? Get the legs, what's the nation? Salam alaikum, yo millennium, yo.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the Citizens Network Gambia. Today we have Saul Swiss, Buso, and we've got a lot of things to delve into regarding the recent social media outrage from the footballers in Cameroon. And other stuff that we want to discuss about. And obviously the 33rd edition of the AFCON is still ongoing. Unfortunately for us, it has ended at the quarterfinals by losing to Cameroon 2-0. But it doesn't end there. There is still a lot more football to be played in the near future. Gambia still have to play Chad in the upcoming qualifiers, looking towards that is obviously the preliminary, looking towards for another qualification for 2023 in Ivory Coast. Saul, I just want to start with you. After the year, ila Jeroto, what are the highlights of the tournament? In tournament to Mintambita Gambe, ite through looking at the whole competition obey Yajanyadile. What is your thoughts on it?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so far so good, Tournament, the achievement we get there, we can say is good. Yeah, it's good because as debutants, not Mauritania, Mali, Tunis. So looking at these three teams, I think all of them are better than us when it comes to FIFA ranking, or even in Africa, CAF ranking. So Natra, at least, Natra and Mauritania, we draw with Mali, we beat Tunisia, then we are into round of 16. You know, that one is a good thing.
Mm.
So what Nina given, when you come to our performance, I think we have worse performance in this AFCON. You know, when I mean worst performance, I mean the way we play, our style of play.
Mm.
Yeah, but the achievement is good because as debutants we play up to quarterfinal, we beat likes of Guinea, you know, and we are knocked by Cameroon. So also the door would know, Cameroon. I think soon could be more you protect. I'm not saying we should beat Cameroon, but we could do better because we all
Mm.
know that Cameroon their defense line is always shaky,
Yeah.
and Cameroon concede goals all their games they play except in the game against Gambia. Only the game they play with clean sheets. So I think our coach also his tactics were totally not work on that game because I think playing four halfbacks at the starting 11 that was very very poor tactics because so by Helen I think can do compare Tom and Mourinho. We all know that Mourinho is defensive minded coach, but we never saw Mourinho play four halfbacks in the starting 11. So that's where we got it all wrong. And I think also, against Cameroon, one thing also disturbed was I think Tom give too much respect to Cameroon. I'm not saying he should not give that respect, but the respect is too much up to an extent that you know you go and play four halfbacks in the pitch. You cannot play with four halfbacks. You expect to score a goal. So
Yeah.
I think that also cost us a lot. But overall, the tournament, is a good one. Boys in training, definitely you are def because they play according to coach instruction. So for me, I will not blame the boys, for not performing up to an expectation or new player coming in Kobuke because they play according to coach instruction. So I think for me, if you ask me my opinion, Tom is not the right person to lead our national team in future.
Oh, okay, that's a big statement. Now. They, I just want us to start from the positives, to be honest, because we've got some sort of a delicate topic to talk about after this. But then, on a positive note, what has been the highlight for you? Landmoneka highlight for this tournament, especially particularly Gambia, knowing that this is our maiden campaign, and then we've managed to get to the quarterfinals. Obviously, that's where it ended. Some people, or most Gambians, I would say, were really happy from the outcome of the tournament. No one expected us to get to that stage. But then you've also have critics who says, "Oh, maybe we actually we could have gone past that quarterfinals if we had played football the right way." For you, what are the positives, and what do you think Gambia would learn from this?
Yeah, thank you very much, Tom. And good evening, Mr. Swiss, Sol Swiss. I'm always grateful to share this platform with you. Um yeah, like you said, the positives of this tournament. Uh, it's overwhelming. Like one cannot just like say or pour game ko underestimate that. I'm not sure if you're hearing me because I'm cultural.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Mangla Degani.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Thank you. Um, tournament bi dafa indi lu bëri to not only the players or the team but to Gambia as a whole. Like every Gambian is happy about this tournament, and and the results that it yielded. Um, the build up to the tournament was quite poor, with their training camps and test games. You Leonardo, I 5, 6, 7 goals, and all those things was definitely not what Gambians, celebrated. And the Fatah new bodies are new withdrawn from the national team, like supporting the national team. So obviously nobody send then lose on interest that. But with this tournament, can you stop that please? With the tournament, boy, definitely. Man, anything they had, going out of that group stage was a plus to me, because I definitely wasn't foreseeing Gambia, making it out of the group. And of course, I think we were either first in the group or second. Yeah, second.
Going
Below
force,
Mali.
yes, second goal difference,
Yeah,
second.
goal difference. Yeah, with Mali. And then going on to the group of 16, and then going to the quarterfinals, and of course the last game in the group stage, New Amputo say at Tunisia, New Winland in the last dying minutes. That was momentum, like that was big. So there is nothing negative about this tournament. Like some critics would say, Saul Swiss did mention it about the last game we lose at Cameroon. Cameroon was no match with Gambia when it came to um football. Cameroon Gambia was nowhere near Cameroon, and I think before the game, swing predictions is Saul would tell you categorically clear that Gambia was gonna lose. Sorry, he just didn't have the scores right, but he said Gambia was gonna lose, and he was even reluctant to give his prediction that day. He knew. I also knew, ne, even if we were going to win, it was going to be a bigger thing. It wasn't going to be, easy for Gambia to win Cameroon. Everyone was almost like, oh yeah, we are going to lose. We are going to be, booted out in the
Ndai,
quarterfinals.
Dogu Malade,
Mm-hmm.
I know, Newbury Hammond and Daniel lose against Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. They will know
Mm-hmm.
I want to predict 3-0 because I was expecting Cameroon it was 3-0. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
said 3 goals will score. I don't know which side will score it.
Yeah, and I was saying 2-1 because I said Gambia was going to score two and Cameroon
Yeah,
one, so that's going to be
but
the 3 goals.
but
Yeah.
Fuma Negadiwa, sorry, Fuma
Mm-hmm.
Negadiwa, more
Mm-hmm.
than Sun guy or Sun Koji, he give too
Mm-hmm.
much respect to
Yeah,
Cameroonians
that's where I
because
am
if you
coming to.
see,
They give too much respect. Mm-hmm.
Camaros is not better than us. Our players are playing
Definitely. Yeah.
in top leagues than the Camarosian players. But
Mm-hmm.
Camaros play with 10 against 11, but still they
Mm-hmm.
knock the ball and they even get more shot on target than Cameroon. And they scored Cameroon with 10 men. Why not us?
Mm-hmm.
Because our coach, the tactics he brought, it was totally, I don't know even how to say it. How can you
Yeah,
play
I think every.
four
Mm-hmm.
half backs in the starting
Mm-hmm.
11?
Every
So
pundit did mention that. I think Sadio Mane was almost saying the same thing.
Yeah.
JJ Okocha
JJ
said the
Okocha
same
also
thing.
said it.
Yeah, said the same
JJ
thing, and
Okocha
other
even
people
said that
said this
JJ Okocha even said that we play the worst football in this AFCON.
football in the
Gambian Gambian
tournament.
play the
Yes, I
worst
think that was too
football.
harsh of him. That was too harsh of him. We didn't play the worst football of the tournament. We played our games, we
Yeah.
won, and then we played the quarterfinals.
But that's the
They
fact.
played the best
That's
of
the fact.
football, but they still.
We were winning.
Mhm.
That's why we are all clapping. But we
Mhm.
were playing the worst football because we don't play football. We just sit, we defend the whole game. Only against Guinea we play good football. Only against Guinea we play
Yeah,
good
but
football.
but there again, you can say, we were playing a tournament. We weren't playing a league competition or all whatnot. We were playing a tournament, and losing a game means you were out. So we couldn't afford to lose any game. So definitely with the coach's tactics, all along I was happy with it until the quarterfinals, like you rightly said, the four halfbacks and all whatnot. When I saw the list, it was sent to me. I'm like, are we for real? Are we going to play against Cameroon sitting back the entire 90 minutes? It's not possible. When we played the first 45 minutes without conceding goal, I celebrated. I knew Cameroon was going to still score us in the second half, even though we didn't concede any goal from them from in the first half. the best way to play a game and to defense is attacking. Just go out of your box and then go towards the opponent than sitting on your own yard. Is very deadly.
Mhm.
It's not safe. So that's what cost us the game anyway. But then, so far so good. It was a good tournament. It was good for the players. It was good for the technical team. Even the coach, it was good for him because it was boosts his CV, and
Mm.
everyone else, even the fans that went there
Um,
privately, it's good for
Leg
them.
nga nekk di ñëw is good for the coach CV, but the way we play in this AFCON, I don't think it will make any impact to our players. Our players, even to get teams, will be difficult by judging their performance in this AFCON, because when you are defending, people will not see what you are capable of doing, because we
Yeah.
defend, we defend. We can see our forward, only Musa and
Hmm.
Abla Jallo are playing. And
Hmm.
even you go to these international medias, only Jallo and Musa, you hear their name. Like they are the only two players who are forward players in our team, which is not good.
Hmm.
Because a game
Hmm.
like Cameroon game, you should give chance to our forward players, to showcase their talent in this game. Because we all know that going to this game, we don't have nothing to lose. We don't have any pressure on our shoulders. So
Hmm.
let's play our football normally. Then we could get something, or we could do better than
Hmm.
this. Definitely, Tom got
Hmm.
it all wrong against Cameroon. He got it all wrong.
No, that's true. I do agree on the side of the when you defend that
Hmm.
deep, normally your attackers
Yeah.
attackers are not seen properly, and that's the problem here.
Definitely.
But then overall, I think we will agree that it
Yeah.
was a good tournament. Obviously,
Yeah.
you would,
It was
yeah,
strong.
but
It was strong.
there you are breaking.
Yeah, and there is breaking, because Cham,
Yeah.
Tactics.
all the
I
teams
agree
Cameroon
with
played
you.
with, they all scored Cameroon. Burkina scored them. Cape Verde scored them. You know, Camaros, even the Camaros with 10 men, they scored them. So why
Mm.
not us? Because we give them too much respect even before the game. Our coach make us to lose this game, because if you show the players that you are coming to play with Cameroon, 5-time African champions, you know, always there are positive things you are talking about, in the presence of your players, which is not good psychologically. But
Yeah.
I think it's all okay. The tournament, the achievement we get there is good. We are happy. We are proud of our boys. Then I think, we think about, the match game against Chad.
Yeah. Chad is the next most important game. Ndey, can you hear me? Ndey. And they seems to have gone. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, like you said, it is very important that these our players actually show their talent, because at the end of the day, we want all these players to go into bigger leagues, especially the Premier League, for instance, because that's most of their targets. But unfortunately, some of them didn't have the opportunity to play that positive football where they can have this opportunity to showcase their talent, because most of the time they've spent defending. I know Gambians, we are emotionally attached sometimes. Most people don't want anyone to criticize the coach, but this is part of football. You would have to learn to agree that sometimes these things can happen. People can criticize, not necessarily saying that the coach hasn't done anything right. He's done something right, and that's why he is where he is, and we have to give him credit for that. During the group stages, we needed to qualify, and the way he played, I think that was the right way to go about it. But when you get to the knockout stages of the competition, where you're playing against Cameroon and nothing for us to lose, I think the best approach would have just to go for it. And even whatever loss we have, people will just agree and say, oh, you know what, we never expected to win anyway. There is no pressure to play against Cameroon. um, but moving forward, I just want us to look at obviously what's been happening in social media. As we are speaking, we think the team has actually probably left Cameroon now, finally. They were meant to leave Cameroon 2 days ago, and they were meant to have a welcoming ceremony from the airport to the state house. Unfortunately, this is not happening anymore because of some logistic issues, some logistic problems. And we've had players coming out and talking about um, their bonuses not being paid. Have you seen the video? So
Yeah, I saw the videos even before the players came on live. I think I was in contact with them.
yeah,
They were showing their frustration, and their anger and the way, our authorities were treating them. I think, these players, they respect all due, all respect, but, that was not the case. Swing authority, they didn't respect our players, you know. So, because players are playing in the Saturday, like I talk, there's the bigger talk Saturday, ñoom dañu war a program everything, make sure that on Sunday, players in leave Cameroon, because these players, they are playing in clubs in Europe, and most of these players, their leagues are going on, even though we are in international trade. But you understand, in Belgium they are playing, and Solmar is playing in Belgium, Badamos is playing in Belgium. English League 2 and 1 is still going on, and Ibu Toure and Ibu Adams are playing in English League 2. At
yeah,
New Neck, Serie C also is going on, and Yusuf Bob is playing Serie C. Cecily is playing Serie C. So ñoom dañ lu ñu waroon def mooy bu ñu toog on Saturday dañu war a try rek Sunday ñu Cameroon, waaye loolu mënoon nekk gaa ñu ne booy ne Monday, dem Monday bi jot, ñoom ñu jox time bu place yi war a aaga Gambia mooy 3 o'clock on Monday, whilst they didn't even get confirmation from the flight agency. So that's in the side of GFF. They were lying to us, or they were misleading the general public. Because man mom kay munuñ ma mislead, parce que man mom I get contact with the players directly, and with some of the fans in Cameroon I get contact with them directly. So anything I want to know, I contact them directly. They told me that it's what they write, but we don't get any confirmation that we are moving today. So I think that side, GFF can fail the whole nation, by giving us false. I don't know how to call it, whether I will say false information or misleading information. So gaañu ne Mondays, then Monday them not doxut gaañu ne Tuesday mooy tey. Yaa ngi understand, fekk place yu bari jënd nañ si vice captain Omar Colley si ñoom la bokk ñu njëkk a def. Ibu Toure, Ibu Adams, and Ibrahima Dabo, and Janko Sedi, ñoom yëpp dem nañ since on Monday. Affaire bi guys gis ne these people are not serious about what they are saying. ñoom yëpp dem nañ si seen clubs. We are seeing today, just right now, League 2 is playing. Ibu Toure is, Ibu Adams is on the bench for Forest Green. They bring him on second half. So su nekkoon moom demut on yesterday, kon tey du mun a nekk si bench bi ba play, dem na ba bokk si bench ba bokk si seen squad bi, ñëw na second half, play na second half. Right now they are playing, maybe their game finished just few minutes ago. So gis nga place yi amuñ time, amuñ time. Guys yu toog rek, they don't have time again to sit in Cameroon again, or even to go to Gambia. What they are going to do in Gambia, they should fly back to their clubs. So while supplies them jël sacrifice pour mun a ñëw Gambia gis family bi wala gis fans yi, xam nga rek, after loolu noonu gaa mun a dem club. Foog naa GFF, whatever GFF or NCC, the ministry, I blame all of them, ba pare maa ngi understand ñoom nañ ñu ngi blame ante foofu noonu GFF ñu ngi wax ne du ñoom NCC la NCC bi tam ñu ngi dugal ministry bi kenn xamut lan la waaye foog naa noo ko mun a wax rek ñoom yëpp a bokk si affaire bi ñoom yëpp parce que soo ñëw si NCC bi ñu nekk si seen organizing committee boobu noonu you know their members are working under GFF you know so GFF am nañ fa nit ñi ministry bi am na fa nit ñi so whatever you call it you can say all of them should take the blame but that's not the case. We see the minister come out saying that putting the blame on the flight agency, whatever like that, and saying that debunking the players, saying that their match bonuses are not being paid. The minister is saying that they paid the match bonuses, which is not true. Plus, he said match bonuses fair income. Plus, it didn't cover fair match bonuses. Special the game against Guinea Conakry. That game, the match bonuses is not being paid. I understand. And the 10,000 they are talking about, yes, understand then Bobu no. Understand Bobu. Parce que Bobu no dañu waxal ne because di ñu qualify them quarter final. CAF daf ñu wara jox like 1.7 something million US dollar. So si xaalis boobu noonu lañu wax ne dinañ jël $10,000 US ñu jox ko each player.
Yeah. No.
So obviously that one, we can understand. Maybe CAF didn't pay the money yet. So if CAF pay the money, then maybe they will take that money and give each player your $10,000 US. But their match bonus against Guinea Conakry will be fair. Be more hard fact. Parce que place is une fair match bonus. As a minister, you're gonna pay up. Then gain a new transaction before coffee at one account na coffee because loli yo sa ligera yo pour no one kon nit ñi comme ne yow loy wax def na ko because mu ngi mel ni tay ma yoni la xaalis Gambia nga ne ma ne yow gisuloo benn xaalis man suma right la pour ma jël receipt bi bu ma use pour seen la xaalis natal ko sen la ko won la ne man mom sen na xaalis so ne gisuloo xaalis bi léegi I don't know where the problem is why man sen na la xaalis bi receipt bi mu ngi ni this date this time everything will be there on the transaction receipt. So I think what the minister was saying is they are just giving the excuses and they just want to convince people to believe that this is not their fault. But to me, they should all enough, and take the responsibility and take the blame and apologize to the Gambian people, not even only to the players, but even to the fans. On Monday, then by Ligue, ñeneen jógee ba si dëkki kaw yi ñeneen jógee fu sori face and pass ñëw ba airport ñu nekk di xaar gaay foofu even the police. Because the police also were on standby to give, to give protection to people and their properties, But they didn't communicate this, the way they should communicate it to the people in the ground. Why ñoom ñu ngi toog Cameroon fale di enjoy Cameroon xamuñ ne place yi amuñ time pour toog Cameroon place yi dañ war a dellu seen club dem liggéey. So sometimes man numa ko dey gis dama dey wax ne they want to stay because the moment they stay in Cameroon, every night they sleep in Cameroon, they are paying themselves, per diems or night allowance. So they don't care. It's the way I see it. So bi mom tay comme na ñu ko mëna wax la ñu ko mëna rafetal la federation bi NCC ministry, they all should take the blame. Simple as that. And let them come publicly and apologize to the Gambian people, the players, the fans, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Sol. Dugan into the most delicate topic now, to be honest. At this moment in time, as we are speaking, Guy reporting the team probably are on their way back now, finally, going back to the Gambia. But as we speak, obviously, I think you must have come across the social media video by the players who were saying that they were not paid some of their match bonuses. So ultimately did highlight that because Momunes, I'm not a player in Wahala, and they've confirmed that these bonuses were not paid. But listening to the sports minister, Mom Wahnene, every player was paid their bonuses. So you as a seasoned journalist, obviously there are two sides to a story, and we still don't know who is right in these circumstances. But from your own assessment, naka nga gisee lii yëpp because fekkee sport minister bi génn na wax na ne every player has been paid 2,600 euros for every match they win, and this has been paid. Confirm that this has been paid. I will try to find the video and then I'll play that part. But I confirm that the round of 16, they were paid 6,500 euros each for winning a match, for winning the match. So players are saying, no, this hasn't been paid. The $10,000 we understood, Kinil, they're going to see video with Lamin Jalong, $10,000 but we can understand the Bobu Komnoko explain that would take time. Obviously, CAF tournament be jehel and they fail. It might be a month after. It takes time to get that money because that comes out from the $1.17 million that you get for getting into the quarterfinals. So, and it has been agreed with the government at government level that they would each get $10,000. But Lulu, it shouldn't be. But what matters now is the bonuses. I'm the player, some of these bonuses. Sport minister again confirmed that this has been paid. What's your thoughts on this, and what's your assessment of all these things?
Yeah, I think there is misunderstanding, miscommunication somewhere. So I want to believe Lamin Jalo 10,000 bin wax nonu lol la minister bitam neka di refane. They have not got that money yet. It is going to take time. Deguma players new claim the non-payment of match bonuses. Lamin emphatically said the 10,000 bunyu dig joxuñu ko man lol la dega. So I want to believe that they are talking about the 10,000.
Video with Buba Haba, one of the game they win against Guinea. Wahna Bobu after Munyo wah 10,000 bitam.
Okay, if the game they win against,
I can play the video if you want. I can play the video.
Okay, play it, please. Play it.
ba pare match bonus yi tamit $10,000 bu ñu wax dañu ko jox jox ñu ko de ak suñ ko round of 8 bi ak suñ xaalis round of 8 bi bu ñu wax dañu ko jox ñu ko de ñun ñu ngi sacrifice because we love our country di Gambia ñun lii la ñoo deyal ba pare suñ doom yi suñ ñëwee fii la ñoo play yaa ngi understand lii dafa over naxari because ñu right now fenal leen suñ club si ba xoo xam ne right now mënuñoo fenaat because fine boobu noonu mu ngi tegu man rangu naa fine bi su ma demee suma club dama fay fine bi ba pare because right now dañu wane dañoo dem si président bi dañ ko war a gis dañu am flight lifin nii ñu wàcca suñ baagi ñu paak amul dara gisuñ dara right now kenn ku nekk koo kool koto boo kool di la baagin di wax baagin lii dafa war a stop football xaalis moo ko yóbbu ñun suñ amutee xaalis ñu bàyyi buñ dem football lii dafa saab ay dëkk yu teel a toog suñ kanam yëpp ñibbi nañ ñoon dem leen seen club si yaa ngi understand dafa saab ñëpp a dem suñ team captain bi Kate Baat la nekk ñoom ñoo ñu njëkk a toog moom déema la ñibbi suñ directeur bi call ma maa ko fenal rek nu ñoo def because we have to go to Gambia ñu jënd suñ ticket dafa saab boo yëpp ñu ngi nii boo yëpp seen booy ñibbi nen Yusufa boobu mu ngi nii directeur mbaa ko call every day lii dafa saab ñëpp play yëpp mu ngi ni ñeneen ñi ñibbi leen ñun kenn mu ñëwaat airport kenn mu ñëw because ñun mutuñ sax bariwuñ 15 people ñoo fi nekk am na ñeneen ñi dem dellu nañ seen club si de because dañu war a play si weekend bi am na ñoo xam ne dañu war a dañ gaañu dañu war a leen treatment yaa ngi understand so thank you so much Gambia thank you we love you guys jërë ngeen jëf ci kaw ci kanam
Okay, ML.
Wow.
Okay, thank you. There and something is echoing from your end.
Yeah.
So Lee confirmed na limon neka di wax rek. He's saying the 10,000 match bonus be 10,000 bimwa. It's round of 8, round of 8 is the quarterfinal. And the same thing Lola Nekadiwa is the 10,000. They're not talking about any match bonus, 10,000 Bobulaga Nekadiwa. So it's definitely misunderstanding between the boys and of course the way they communicate. Manli wahon na ako si previous program si. You know, communication is very, very important when it comes to things like this and new media, social media. Then our responsible the way we use it and how we want to use it. I'm not against the boys at all. I'm not against the boys because lead of frustrating the boy all of them are professionals playing outside of Gambia. That's where they are playing. So ni sentranga kendulen ko ya man sa if I was there or my immediate family was there, man, I can take decision for that person. I will tell the person leave immediately. Because after serving the country, after doing all those things, you don't need to sit there again because of what happened is between the NCC or the LC or the GFF. You know, nobody is taking responsibility at this minute. You talk to GFF, they're not taking any responsibility. They're telling you this is not ours. It's the NCC. The NCC is responsible. You talk to NCC, they're also shifting the blame kind of to the local committee, the logistic committee. Understand that? So what this thing is like showing us is there is big politics going on in our sports. And so you go eradicated that new affect baha. In all our competitions that we are going, this in-house politics they go on right now in the GFF. And the outside politics that's going on. So in our sports, new diverse got a new problem. So if you look at the entire scenario happening, everything that's happening is kind of being shifted to the NCC. And who is heading the NCC is that Musa Mbay Gaibu from the ministry. And of course, Sadibu Kamasu, a GFF official, like a second vice president or whatever at the GFF, who is the second, who is the vice chair of the NCC. So this Sadibu is tipped to be, a possible contender for the GFF position, like for upcoming GFF elections. So you see where all the politics is coming back to. But this thing is definitely not fair. It's not fair. Communication is important. I told the GFF media committee, I think you guys should come up with a communication policy, like a policy surrounding how the boys are communicating or the use of social media when they're in camps. They dare not do these things in their professional clubs. They will not do it. But then again, some people are saying, why are the boys coming out, talking? If the boys were coming out talking, and then you see a statement from GFF, you will say, okay, boys are doing this thing, not with GFF. But did you hear GFF give any statement? They don't give any statement. They don't write any statement. That means they are in support of what the boys have done. Because every player wants to play there for their national team. The national team give you more caps to play, and it boosts your ratings and whatever. Everyone wants to play for your national team. So if the JFF was not in support of what the boys were doing, the boys would have never come out to speak. It started from Sohna, and then Sesibi was live, and then Lamin Jallo was live, and then they were all together. Even Solmar was part of them. The only person I did not see in all this brouhaha is Na. Perhaps maybe because last week was Nda's turn, so he decided to leave everybody with this thing, not to get himself involved.
I don't think that is with them.
He is with them. I saw him at the airport today. He checked in with them. Yeah, he checked it with them. So perhaps maybe Nda said, I have got my own share already. So I'm going to leave this guy. Yes, I'm going to leave them to take their share. This is the Gambian nature. It's not fair. It's not fair. So all these things going on, and then the NCC, because man, I wrote in the morning after I made my own investigations. I wrote in the morning on my own Facebook page to say, this is not JFF's fault, and then I explained what happened. That the NCC
I
paid
saw
a
it on
company
Watson
in full.
Gambia.
Yeah, you saw it on what's on Gambia. So people did not understand then, and they were coming after me. I do not care. I am just doing my free job that I am doing for the Gambia. Nobody is paying me for writing those things. I made my own
Even me,
investigation
the
and I
time I
come up
saw it,
with
I
that.
said, today the program will be sweet because I will not be in line with you.
I know you. You know we are never in the same line, me and you. I like that anyway. So at the end of the day, if all those things are put into consideration, and then we try to see how best we can avoid these things in future for it not to happen, because in the next 1 month or so, let's say about 4 weeks, 5 weeks maximum, we are going to play against Chad in Gambia. And we expect the same boys to come back again to play. And what are we playing? Preliminary round against Chad, one of the 12 lowest teams in Africa. That's where we are, placed at now. So the tax ahead is so huge and so big that the boys have to do everything possible to win. And how are the boys going to do everything possible to win without the involvement of the national teams, the organizing committee, and even the fans?
I'm not even cutting you, but even playing at home might not even. We might actually be playing in a neutral ground because the playing
Because of
surface
the
is,
ground.
yeah, the playing surface is not playable. So that's another thing. But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, we have topics for every
Guys,
day. Mm-hmm.
gis nga ministre bi di wax ne
Mm,
match bonuses dañ fay match bonuses fayuñ ko fayuñ the all match bonuses fayuñ ko parce que
mm,
fooguma dinañ fay match bonuses si place si seen account place yi ba léegi gars di wax ne fayuñ gars seen match bonuses because me I have been talk to some of these players ñu ngi maa wax ne ñoom gisuñ xaalis
mm,
gisuñ benn match bonus. You don't even know that even during the qualification round games there are games you have match bonuses are not being paid up to now.
Yeah, unpaid bonuses. Yeah, yeah, I'm aware.
On paid
Yes.
bonuses,
Mhm,
ñu ngi fa ñoo xam ne they don't pay those bonuses. So I
mhm,
think whether the ministry or the GFF they should try and serious on these things because we are in 21st century. So I don't think this will be a problem. ñoom
mhm,
they know which times the national team will play and when they win how much they should be paid for match bonuses. When they draw how much they should. When they lose there's no match bonuses. So I think
mhm,
before every game then what a budget everything after the game su nekkee guy win leen ñu jox boy seen xaalis su nekkee dañ draw lu ñu war a am ñu jox ko guy pour ñu avoid all this brouhahas all the time because
mhm,
dafa neexul because gis nga even during the tournament before
mhm,
against Guinea boy dañ bëggoon code benn training ground before the game but they sit together and said no if you do this at right now maybe the fans will even against us
mhm,
so moo tax gars yi defuñ ko woon ba pare football comme Lamine Jallow nu ko wax football ak xaalis la suñu amul xaalis ñu bàyyi moo gën ñuy
mhm,
doomi jàmbur yi di ñëw ba pare lu ma jaaxal sometimes some Gambians are so hypocrite dañoo commencé di wax ne ñii dañoo play Europe ñu ngi am xaalis suñ ñëw fii dañu war a yërëm nii ak di
mhm,
ban yërëm président bi su nekkee si state house bi mu ngi liggéey ñu ngi koo fay nekkul di fay tax famille am bi yëpp lu nekk lépp ñu ngi ko fay si kaw loolu noonu why not the players players
mhm,
xanaa ñoom duñu nit lii seen liggéey la dañ bugg a seen réew dégg la waaye suñu play loo leen tegal gaay foofu noonu da ngeen ko war a jox gaay because these people they don't have any salary attached when they come to national team if they play when they win you give them $2,500 if they draw you give them I don't know 1,500 if they don't win you don't even give them nothing if they lose you don't give
mhm,
them any match bonus if they lose I mean
If they lose nothing, yeah.
nothing they have absolutely nothing zero. So obviously, they deserve everything. Even Suneke a million like they am season club. Who earn more than Sadio Mane in Gambian squad? Nobody. But when Sadio Mane come to Senegal, they pay him. They pay him like how they pay all the other players. So ñun suñ players yi dañu war a yërëm guy ñu understand most of our players are playing very lower league, and this lower league they don't pay money. ñun yëpp Europe lañ nekk xam nañ Europeans they don't pay money. Europeans only big players lañ dee fay xaalis sakatuma ñoo xam ne ñu ngi play séeréer si ñu nekk di play séeréer si nekkuñ di am dara. nekkuñ di am dara ñu ngi taxale rek séeréer si duñ fay. ñu ngi am place yoo xam ne ñu ngi play English League Two ñoom fa la ñoo am xaalis. Those lower leagues they don't pay. When I say they don't pay, I don't mean they don't give them money at all. But they have less.
Yeah.
They have less. Those who are playing in Hungary, like Lamin Jallo now is playing Hungary. Those who are playing Belarus, those places there's no money. It's just name. So when they come to Gambia, for their own country, and they die for the country, they make the country proud, they make the country too happy. ñun tam dañ war a try suñ gaay lu gaay yelloo ñu jox leen ko lii mooy dëgga bi waaye gaay bu ñëw all the time always defensive ñun suñ gaay duñ musa jël responsibility they always be defensive so which is not good and is not helping ak fu ma ñëw itam comme affaire politique boo wax ni itam dëgga la politique mu ngi rax si bagage yi because ñëpp understand nañ Sadibou possibly mun na taxaw for next GFF presidential election so léegi affaire bi fu mu nekk nii I even got some audios boo xam ne ñoom ñu nekk top president bi and others they are even blaming Sadibou and Sadibou is I think is not the head of NCC moom chair la I don't know second or whatever like that.
Logistics, yeah.
Exactly, and Sadibou is part of GFF. So, man, I don't see any sense on this, for them to blame Sadibou on this. I think this all issue, all of them should take the blame. GFF, NCC, the ministry, and they apologize to the general public. Finish, we move on. I think this is the best way they could do. Not that NCC came with press release, minister came with the interview, GFF, they are still keep quiet. But they are attacking people under, saying that it's you who made this to happen, is you, that and that. They are blaming each other under the ground, underground. But when it's time for those audios to be leaked, they will come out. I know after AFCON, when they reach home,
you can send them to me. You can send them to me, Saul. I want to hear them. I've got some messages as well from them, but you can send them to me.
And this time the politics will be so nasty. It's not going to be.
I know. Yeah. I wish I would go and cover that that election.
Make sure we have it here as well. So
yeah, definitely. I would do that.
Yeah.
The
My insiders, when they don't give me green light, I don't share things like that. But I will think about it. Then I will share it.
I have more sensitive things. We are professional journalists. We don't just say. We keep them to ourselves.
Yeah. So Lamin, you are mute.
Me or I'm mute?
Oh yeah, you're fine now. Yeah. Were you following the conversation?
I wasn't. The whole thing, even the whole thing that's happening in Cameroon, I'm not even following it. I just saw some statements like people are saying, "We need our boys. We need our boys." I'm thinking like I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I'm not following the whole thing. So yeah, I did check few messages from a couple of players as well. I think it was Lamin Jallo or something like that. So everyone he's talking about their bonus, that the bonus, the money that they make going to the quarterfinals and all the whatnots. You know what I mean? What the government promised them, they will give them March, whatever game bonus or whatever it was. So yeah, right. So I think that's probably a few things I had from him, and I think Sona was talking as well, but even that one I didn't really, capitulate that one. But yeah, but I think the whole thing is just the government or whatever the the um
The National
the
Coordinating Committee.
FA, yeah, the National Coordinating Committee, and probably like the FA has to be included as well somehow. Yeah, but I'm so shocked like for this to happen, you know. After all these things, like players putting us on the map, the whole world knows Gambia now, like who Gambia is. Even myself, I got a couple of messages from Cameroonian players messaging me, telling me like, "Oh, your country is really good. This guy's got bright future. They're good players, you know." So like they just thanking me like for the players for their performance, making all the way to the quarterfinals and everything. Because I know a couple of players from Cameroon national teams. Yes, a few of them are my friends and my clients as well. So so yeah, so for me, like for that to happen, and then again, these to happen again, it's just embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. It's a shock, for people to hear this. This is just a total sample it's more like an example to African football. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But the way Gambia just put it, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Like these guys played. When did they play on Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
They're coming home. They're coming home. What tonight?
they're going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're reaching tomorrow morning, early morning, like after
You
12,
see,
something like that.
how many days? How many days now? For no reason.
Right.
There's no reason. It's not like they're chilling or the government giving them money to rest or to go somewhere. Like, it's just because some nonsense thing that should never happen. You know, it should never happen. Absolutely should never happen. I think this is it's more like a disgrace to our football or something. It's not a good image in my opinion. You know,
Mm.
for Gambia football. If I would say,
Yeah.
Okay, Jam.
mm, mm,
Yeah.
Okay,
So
dinaa wax leena tam Lamine
mm,
jërëjëf waay mi.
yeah,
yeah.
mm-hmm,
Okay, dinaa wax leena tam because we seen the first saga who happen
mm-hmm,
on the president the all boys in now boys they agree between
mm-hmm.
among them that duñ gis president bi because xaalis
Okay,
bu buga jox gaay dafa tuuti.
Yeah.
yaa ngi understand so boobu noonu gaay demuñ waaye gis nañ
okay,
after that saga
mm-hmm,
coach B and some of his entourage,
mm-hmm.
they are so angry because of that
Yeah,
11 million. Suñ ko amoon ñoom yëpp dinañ si am seen siya ku nekk at least di nga am 300,000
mm-hmm,
plus. So ñoom dañ gis ne boy dañ leen
mm-hmm,
xañ loolu noonu. So
mm-hmm,
then they start to blame some of the senior players. People like Pamodu Jansi,
yeah,
Lola Bokawan, Bubakar Sane, Toldo, Modu Job, the goalkeeper. So you start the
mm-hmm,
sideline guy, you nangu all guy, because ñu ne ñoom ñoo dugal loolu si boppi place yi xale yi pour xale yi buñ gis président bi. So this time around also it's happened. We are watching. Suñ jël lii nii bugg a punish some of the players saying that because of, for example, they say because of Ibu Sibi moo njëkkaa ñëw live wala Lamin Jallow moo ñëw live wala parce que soxna moom kay xam naa ne pare na si. So boobu moom it's okay. Duñ mun a def moom dara parce que I don't think no coach with his sense will call Soxna again in the national team because Soxna have been not playing for more than 3 years now or 4 years.
Yeah.
So waaye xale yi ñoo xam ne dañ génn di wax seen naxar lu leen naxari we will be following. Ba pare
Yeah.
ñu ngi wax I don't know whether the coaches, the authorities, they should not blame any player for this, and they should not be angry to any player wala wax ne dañoo punish guy in future games coming. We
Yeah.
will be following keenly. So loolu laa bëgg a yokk si side boobu noonu.
Thank you. Thank you. Musa. Musa, welcome.
nga man dama dee wóor rek maa ngi woon ba big three ma ñëw cag si yoon bi bad traffic aw ma internet so I have to come home pour ma am internet bu baax you know.
Wow, no bul worry. Welcome. Xam naa xëj na yaa ngi bàyyi xel si lu nekk di wax obviously topic bi tey moom mooy yëfi bonus yeeg am nga social media lii bi foog naa seetaan nga vidéo bi flyers yi ñoom Lamin Jallow seen lii bi so wante at this moment in time ñaari stories leen am ñoom Lamin Jallow ak yeneen player ñu ngi wax ne am na yeneen bonus yuñ feyangut but then sport minister bi wax na ne moom fay na yëpp fay neen luñ war a fay so yow sa gis-gis si lii problème yi di happen nii am nga dafa mel ni tournament bi yëpp yaaxal nañ ñu ko because ñun ñëpp we were all enjoying it am nga the achievement we got from this tournament all of a sudden léegi xam nga everything has gone downward you know what I mean ñun ñëpp a ngi nii léegi kenn waxatul yëfi football bi yëfi bonus ak ñaata bonus la sa gis-gis si lii yëpp
waaw am nga ñun moom we just unfortunately dañ repeat li nga xam ne that's what we do best mooy mel ne ñun we are prone to success you know ñun lu ñu am ni dañ ko celebrate for a very very long time because nobody see it coming so mu yàlla def mu ñëw ba Gambia nekk on the news for the right reasons mu nekk lu ñu war a loo xam ne dañ ko celebrate
internet Gambia bi dem na yeah who wants to add anything on that now da mu ngi ñëwaat okay Habibi
ina ma diga
waaw bu baax
yeah ma ne Gambia boy si put nañ Gambia si map bi you know am na ñoo xam ne xamuñu woon Gambia for example am na ñoo xam ne they just know about Zambia you know because of scores am xam nga defeating very very decent sides in African football ñu ñëw am a showdown boo xam ne ñoo Cameroon la despite the noise in Cameroon ne Cameroon xam nga te dañ lay farleel bla bla so the whole world ñu put on attention si game boobu so boy from the angle dañ sell Gambia in a very very nice manner so after all that suñu gars yi ñëwaat mesobaat you know which could have been avoided lii is school boys error ku nekk am nga jéem a baag sa boppa but at the end mënuñ see génn this could have been avoided su nekkoon ne defoon nañ seen homework right waaye dafa am ku ma wax ne ñii most of the time suñu gars yi dañ prepare woon rek they just prepared for the first 3 games dafa mel ni ñoom amuñu woon yaakaar ne these boys will go beyond so all the expectation was ne rek Gambia la xam nga group stages bi we are off boys ñëw defy all odds qualify ba play ak Cameroon so man lii nu ma ko understanding mooy ñun ba léegi dafa mel ni we live in the past despite ne ñu ngi in 2022 waaye waxoon naa fi lii ma ne Freetown bu ñoo dem everything was clear seen players yi seen bonuses yi yëpp was out there for people to see Guinée bu ñoo dem ñëpp gis nañ ko bonus nangam ngay am Gambia laa gis dëkk boo xam ne they were going on a tournament and kenn xamut players yi ñaata la ñoo am because ñu dañ bëgg a nëbbu te foo gis nëbbu rek xamal ne corruption moo ko lal because soo bëgg transparency yëpp a war a leer people need to know what's happening with our team so fu mu nekk nii si booy si defee Instagram wax ne ñoom that $10,000 bi leen digoon amuñ ko ak other stuff man am going with the boys lay gëm ba ma otherwise because foogu ma ne booy yëpp nañ Gambian si yëpp boo ne dañoo taxaw openly on air ne joxe leen xaalis te joxe leen man foog ma ne boys loolu ñeme nañ ko so for now man am working with the boys ne joxaguñ leen ba ma gis a proof buy wane ne jox nañ gaay which is unfortunate because we heard about ne boy seen bonus dañ koo double ministre bi waxoon na loolu maa ngi woon on our normal programme bu mu waxee ne dañoo double bonus yu boys ma laajte a legit question su nekkee ne dañoo double seen bonus yi, how much are the bonuses? We need to know how much are these boys earning. But loolu waxuñ ko woon. Why, when they come to talk about the $10,000, Bobu is a huge amount of money. Just so go ahead, then content. Then you boys will receive $10,000 each, and we are all happy for them. Even though Bahabi knows me, why they feel they deserve to be encouraged. So boy you Instagram one among that has man loolu lay gum for now. Ba ma gis otherwise. While lu ko mënoon a avoid mooy going into a tournament. Before going into the tournament, ku nekk waroon naa xam sa appearance fii ak ñaata ngay am from one state to another. Waaye su nit ñi defuñ loolu, they are always sitting on information, which is the norm in our country, unfortunately. Te fekk ni ngeen doxalee nii, corruption du fi jeex, and then there will be always rumors. Nit ñi always dañoo speculate because ñi nga xam ne ñoo war a joxe information duñ ñu ko jox. Digga foogoon naa ne Gambia war naa passé fii waaye we are still there because comme ni nga ko waxee we should have been talking about our success ba at bi jeex xëy buñ demee AFCON góoli Moussa Baro bi góoli Jaamaano bi nangam sangam Baboucarr Gueye waaye fu mu nekk nii the end part of it rafetul ñëpp a ngi mer xam nga Gambia soo dugalee Gambia is a small country. A single news dafa circulate in 10 minutes. So fu mu nekk nii foo dem campagne yëpp ñaa ngi wax loolu xam nga ñaa ngi blame GFF ñaa ngi blame xam nga the NCNC, so you never know. But at the end of the day suñ tur Gambia moo see ñaaw which could have been avoided. Definitely mënoon nañ koo avoid. If bonuses yi nii should have been something of the past, but it's same Gambia, same thing.
Yeah, no, they got it. So to be honest, sport minister be mom tamit gena na wax na, but mom lum wax moy ne they would shoulder the blame. Wanted nongo ta jël blame be 100%. But pare mu ne we cannot blame the GFF, we cannot blame NCC. But then who are we to blame then? Because problem be them na they are the one heading the delegation. So obviously to blame the wara by force can shoulder the responsibility. One he wasn't clear about it.
Well, people have to understand how politicians work. Minister B is young. We can appoint him because he has been working with young people for a while. But one thing we have to understand, Minister B is with the system. So he's a politician. By force, ñi nga xam ne ñoo responsible pour negotiate flight should be blamed. Te loolu is not JFF. It's not JFF. Loolu is 100%. It's not JFF.
100% NCC.
Yeah.
You want chip?
No, it's okay. It's not JFF. Man, I believe in criticize and praise. If JFF get their flowers, I'll give them. But in this incident, Ken Dumuna Wani GFF are at fault because GFF never didn't negotiate. So Tahawe the one do man do cancel with the GFF. Lolo is very contradicting. We don't expect him to say that let somebody take the bull by the horn. Dark one, look, it's my fault or it's his fault. Why one do man do kali? There is a fault. It's kind of funny. Mom he's too smart for that. In all honesty, he's too smart for that. So boom do as you. Man receive now 5 messages. Your hand then go send the Scorpion WhatsApp group with different time and date. Even today in the morning, we receive now a screenshot. The team manager one time they have to go down. One time in what is 10:30 backs down. 12 o'clock they leave at the hotel. 2 o'clock now. day matam receive na another one every day dama lay gis different update am na yu ma gis SMS yu ma gis ay screen is confidential yoo xam ne players yi ñu ngi koo laaj are you sure we are flying tomorrow ñooñu they already book their ticket ñu ngi ko mu ne leen yes ñu ngi koo laaj gis naa all those screenshots but lu mu xew demul te players yi am na ñoo xam ne they will face the consequences te players they have family seen family bu ñu ko dundee bu ñu ko dundalee it's not from the Scorpions they are earning money from their clubs so some Gambians yi wax ne booy nangam booy clubs yi ñoo leen a sutura foofu la ñoo sampee seen kër yi foofu la ñoo amee xaalis so clubs yi doo ko fayantoo yow ko xam ne even sa bonuses sax mënu ko put in place yow bonuses mënu la ko jox on time knowing how much card is given loolu ñëpp gis nañ ko ñëpp xam nañ ñaata la card di joxe so and there are so many unanswered questions man góoma ne 90 million boobu noonu dem na AFCON man I am in that group góoma ko de 90 million demut AFCON
120 bi ndax 90 bi
xam nga dañ ko wax 90 government dafa joxe 90 after ñu ne ministre bi dafa
27 mu joxe waa 27 after 90 bi
if that 90 was there gisuma no reason why the minister should travel with 27 million in a short span loolu xel na wu so 90 boobu noonu lañ war xam nga Gambia amul journalist ndeysaan Gambia amul journalist waaye people should have known ndax 90 million boobu noonu dem na AFCON 90 million that's a lot of money man góob ma ne 90 boobu dem na man góob ma ko I might be wrong.
Habib, sorry, it's not a matter of even the 90 million be them now. The question should be the 90 million be happen now. You know the 90 million. I'm sorry to say that the 90 million, yeah, was just a political figure.
Yeah.
The guy used it was just figures. So after kay hol legi naka la ñoo ñëw xam nga fu mu nekk nii like all this wax bi commencé na nii suñ toogante ñu yoon na leen jox leen ñu a report of your expenditures 90 million fa la duga they will start from the preparations the 90 million was pledged so money bi they started using the money from the preparations at the end of the day before going to AFCON they don't want to use the 90 million before going to AFCON. That's exactly what they were telling me.
Lolu waxon nen ko but then amna kuma fi amone ci NCC bi mom lu wax moy ne 120 bi yep package la starting from the preparation stage moy from the camp
exactly
wante da nga gis ne camp bi mujjé wuto na soti te match ci amuto understand so bobu the 90 bi after camp bi la so by hell 90 bi pledge guy del sem so bobu ken
the 90 dollars from the qualifiers but before AFCON.
But the open at 90 because other companies need 500,000, 200,000, 300,000,
3 million.
Yeah. So that period, minister with them, they will 27 million. Man, like I said, I am with that group name, Bahabidam. It was just to make noise. 90 million? Hey, how many let's say $20,000 is $1 million. Right? By 90. That's a huge amount of money we're talking about here. Anywhere in the world. That's a lot of money.
Wante tay mom wax na ne sport minister bi wax na ne sen li bi chartered flight bi it was $170,000 chartered flight bi pour bu len wara delo ni so te lolu the government has to have they have to pay so I don't know maybe tamit mun nena argue ne hejna halis but it will go through that but pare the other thing tamit num wax moy ne CAF obviously bun gene ci tournament bi then stop ñom obviously te lolu is understandable then stop pour sun hotel fees yek sun yenen ñu daan jox as a team So they have to
Dembala stop. Foog naa Dembala wala tey la CAF stop.
Is
Because
that
dëgg la
new?
doo mun a toog nga toog foofu di CAF di la fayal hotel. Pour
But
lan.
is that even new in football? We all know that.
yeah.
Dafa am time boo
Lamin,
xoolee.
I will come to you soon. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
Amba
Musa
bro
Aja?
dégg naa yaa ngi wax ne boys yi ñu dem live nii whatever ñu wax ni xëy na they will face the consequences something like this. Loolu du fi am de su fi am like xanaa man su
No,
man sool dee naa de.
Dinka face Sol because DFF is with them. So didn't face ben consequences.
Even DFF are not with them.
Mm-hmm.
Loolu du suñu yoon place yi luñ face loolu lañ nekk di wax.
And
Depuis Gabon ñëw
coach
Gambia
impact,
when
the coach himself is with them.
Coach bi sax mu ngi fa woon ci
depuis
vidéo.
Yeah, he
Depuis
was there.
Gabon ñëw Gambia depuis ñu toog si airport bi benn yaaga they are frustrated xam nga lu ñoo def Aubameyang demut live post pictures it's normal place soo dem ba xamaatuloo looy def nga jaaxle the only thing you think is to do to go live people see what I'm facing so that maybe when people make noise
Lu gën a funny mooy I got some audios. I'm not audio you want you they're trying to convince the boys to go to State House tomorrow.
Wow.
They should go. Okay, they want them. They want them.
More money, nah?
No, just to say thank you.
Okay.
So they should go. I believe they should go.
They should go where? Bro, they said they're trying to convince the boys to go where?
To State House.
The boys don't have time. When they reach today, maybe some already even they bought their ticket. Maybe when they reach this night,
the remaining ones can go with the fans club. Yeah.
Yeah.
The remaining ones,
maybe
maybe 2 or 3 players can go.
Sol.
Maybe 2 or 3 players.
Sol.
Or the home base players.
Or your amo team.
Yo xam nga ne
ñoom soxna ñoom timba.
So demute State House, there are consequences attached to it. Yo xam nga loolu.
Last time loolu lañ defoon waaye this time bii moom suñ bëggee police de xam naa 15 players bu des Cameroon ñoom yëpp la ñoom police parce que ñoom yëpp a bokkasi parce que ñoom Solmar ñoom Toldo ñoom
because the entire team su passé ndaa bu fa nekk te génnut ñoom ñëpp la woon de
ñoom yëpp la so I don't think so they will even think about that saying that this social plan ñoo ñëw live ñoo wax li waruñ organiser national team one and ñun lu happen nii mun nañu affect in many ways because am nañ place yoo xam ne ñoom juduñ Gambia waaye seen parents yi are from Gambia and they want to play for Gambia because suñ performance bi rek dem ba quarter final loolu mun na attract a lot of players ñoo xam ne their parents are Gambians and they can say okay this team have feature they have some good players who are playing in Italy Serie A and other places loolu daf dee mën a attract some of these European born Africans to come and play for their country but su nekkee lii lu happen nii tey ku war a gis lii koo xam ne judut Africa Europe la juddoo loolu dafa ñaaw lu torop su nekkee dafa bugg a ñëw sax dafa ragal because dafa gis ne these people they don't respect their players how can their players do all this sacrifice and all this good performance at the AFCON after all pour jox gaay flight bu war a yóbbu gaay si seen dëkk bi munuñ koo jox gaay loolu tam dafa rus lu torop dafa ñaaw torop so I think the NCC GFF ministry they all should take the blame all of them should take the blame and let them stop blaming each other on the ground. We are intercepting the audios, we are hearing so we know everything. I know after tomorrow a lot of things will come out and we started from there.
Okay, so Lamin, do you have anything to add on to that?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't have much to add. To be honest, I just think the blame has to be on the authorities themselves. Like this thing is being hinted before the game. You know, actually before the tournament. I think you remember last time we talked about it, didn't it? About
Yeah.
even in the camp there was sort of like unrest in the camp between the players or something like that. You know,
Mm.
and then they went into the tournament, performed. You know, no one expect them. No one expect them to go to quarterfinals or to go into a stage that, you know, I mean, with all the tensions and the preparation that they have to go through all of those problems, and then the players went in there, do some perform and do miracles, and then after that, to be honest, for me, like I'm not really shocked. I'm not. It wasn't a shock to be honest. Somehow, you know, it's like somehow this is gonna happen, you know, because pretty much, I mean, we've had a signal before the tournament. There was a bit of a struggle in terms of the funding as well. So the whole thing is like there's no transparency. There's no transparency um in the whole in the whole the whole organization. There's no transparency in my opinion from the way they handle they handle the situation. So for me, like I would say, like I think we need an explanation from them. That's what I think.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Thank you.
the whole nation need explanation. You
Yeah.
know, everyone, the fans, everyone need explanation. To be honest,
Yeah.
including the players themselves. The players are trying to keep it low, but again, I know some players are angry. You know, they wanted to voice out. So for me, in my opinion, I think they got the right to say it. You know, because some of these players go there to represent their country. It's a sacrifice for them to do what they've done. Do you know what I mean? I think they deserve the respect. You know, they deserve the respect because it just
Oh,
to me
that's
like it's
that's.
nonsense. You know, yeah.
Yeah. So, Lee, should we look at that, looking at it as you move on and then just say this is experience, is the first time we've been into a tournament, we're gonna learn from it, mistake la woon ñu baalalante ñu jégalante ñu move on ñu jël suñ achievement bi and then move on from it, or is it just utter incompetence?
I think it's utter in. No. That's gonna be too harsh to say utter
This
incompetence.
year,
It's
yeah.
gonna be too harsh. What would I use?
Thank you.
Moving on is a no for me. When I
Okay.
believe in every major things like you do, you must do reflection to reflect on your activities that you done, even your daily activity. Not a reflection. Not to talk of a competition like this. It's not our first. It is not our first major competition. It is not. We have played World Cup, even though
Yeah.
it is at the junior level, but it's one of the biggest competition. It's a world competition for that matter.
Mm.
So moving forward, I think the NCC, the GFF, the ministry, and all the stakeholders should convey an evaluation or a task force to evaluate the activities that has happened, where they have their lapses and where they think they should improve on. You understand? Things like this should never happen. Answering Colette Mugo just like this, it's most likely going to repeat itself again. And the issue of the in-house politics that is going on are going to be, issues you are hamantene. They should address these things. They are important. It's very important to try to diverse politics and sports. If we don't do that, we are still going to be the same place. We're going to be stagnant because it is the same the same people. The same people, the people manning our sports are the people in our political offices. And of course, the people in our sports are the people that wants to be in those offices again. So I don't know how they are going to do these things, but these things they don't seem to go together. It has been so long that this is affecting us. So I think it's better we address it once and for all, and then we move on, and then our teams, begin to go to bigger competitions. We have
Yeah.
the under 17, the under 20, and other categories, and not only football, we have other sports as well. So
Yeah.
therefore,
But
we must not, let this one slide. We have to, discuss about the issues that has, contributed to these things. We have to stop the blame game and take responsibility from the minister down to the last person. One of the most important characteristics that a leader must possess is taking responsibility, owning up to your mistakes, and then accepting, okay, this happened. I am the head, or I am the minister, or I am the president of the GFF. I am taking it upon myself to say, okay, the entire federation messed up, but I am taking it on myself to say, I am in Kababaja. I am taking the responsibility. It's not to be a coward. It's showing the man that you are. It's showing that you are responsible. You understand? But then
mm,
issues like this happening, and the GFF is pointed finger at the NCC, NCC pointed finger at the ministry pointed finger at the other. It's just going to be a blame game, going round and round and round and round. We will never come to, a conclusion of it. And we need a closure. We need to know what happened exactly. Who did the mistake? Who did the booking? Who paid the airline? Who did this? Who did that? And in fact, I was just told while I was coming live that that guy, the Bantaba group, they are taking advantage of this situation and then writing their own presser. The Bantaba group was never mentioned in any of these press releases, anything about today. But they are there putting up their press release or whatever for people to read and people to see, and they're just kind of, voluntarily putting themselves in there, trying to exonerate themselves in where they are never called. So they are doing that to get the publicity stunt. They are using this advantage of Gambians being online and everybody talking about the same thing. It's not fair.
yeah.
All right.
So Musa,
Yes.
nuno def nag léegi moving forward ndax danoo nappa rek bàyyi mu romba ndax then am pour
No,
go
Lulu. Wait,
and
Lulu, my Gambia.
investigate pour seet because loolu
Lulu,
ngay wax
Lulu, my Gambia. You, ñoo move to the next level. So, lu nekk dañ ko def baaji ya waxtaan boy ñu ñoo bokka li mystique la woon rek du amati and then it keep it nit ñi ñoo war a move yaa ma understand nit ñi ñoo war a move ñu soo xoolee Freetown man si AFCON bi bari laa gis lu ñu def loo xam ne is the right way. It was very clear and I guess the way they were going about things officers yu gaa yi yóbbu bonuses ni ñu ko handle so su ma gisee dëkk yooyu ñu ngi ko doxal ay Mauritanie ay Bissau te Gambia xam nga ñu am nit ñoo xam ne they could do it waaye for some reason mënuñ ko def ñun whatever lu start daf dee lifit waaye si end point bi fekk coow nekk si te foog naa ne AFCON bi moom coow waroon naa ñaar knowing ne it was a very good one but at the end coow amaat na te fu mu nekk ni coow moo overshadow li nga xam ne moom dafa boy def mooy di very good tournament play games yi score goals yi win matches yi it could have been avoided waaye going forward mooy we have to change our attitude it's as simple as that this is attitude boo xam ne la am na ñoo xam ne ñooy doxal affaire si sax seen level of eewute passé na fii ak jànga nañ expose nañ xam nañ everything but for some reason it's not going right so loolu xel nangu ko because soo xoolee foofu ñu fa nekk yëpp they have been in the system for a while so pour ay flight reservation loolu foog ma ne loolu war naa difficult for Gambia now waaye it keep happening so going forward people have to change
dinaa mën a def loolu moom wax dëgg mën naa ko de
definitely it's not difficult gis loo bu coow li tàngee ba tànga gars yi liggéey nañ plane
su ma si utu interest kay ndax ma dem jënd ticket rek bëgguma kickback bëgguma dara dinaa mën a koo def de
seetloo ok for example tey bu affaire si tàngee news bu spread diggante xaacee doolu gars yi fexe nañ bi am flight buy fii suñ defoon
Yeah.
lii from the beginning
The-
coow du am
Yes, loolu la.
coow du am so moo laa wax li ñoo wax yëpp teguñ ko fen suñ defoon la def lii du am you know te ñoom biggest losers because these boys will always be heroes because ñu ngi di fàtte seen effort bu ñu def ci field bi people will always remember ñi nga xam ne they are incompetent mooy ñoom di way they handle things loolu nit ñi fàtte waaye boy what they did in Cameroon loolu mu ngi si archives si loolu kenn du ko fàtte mu ngi YouTube mu ngi everywhere loolu till the end of time kenn du ko fàtte and people will always remember them even when they are old you know 2022 kii mooy Moussa Baro kii mooy Jaamano loolu ñu ko fàtte because léegi si suñ time you have internet by going for daal honesty daal whatever you are doing if you are honest ñun léegi fu ñu nekka ni dañ nekka foo xam ne soo dee wax dëgg sax dañ dee mel ni yow li fi nga malaay because ñàkk a wax dëgg dafa common boo xam ne suñ gisee kuy wax dëgg nga ne waaye saay dafa direct fekk ban direct you are just saying it as it is. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to say things the way they are. It's not difficult. While legi soy wax diga sax yow da nga melni yow you are supreme because ñaka wax diga dafa sakul legi fen du dara da nga fen sa mu melni fen lo du ko foyé so wakati diga dafa neew motax kuy wax diga rek de la holé like somebody different fekk li nga wax moy li nga xamne mo wara am so pour ñu move to the next level suñu nit ñi fekk ñu honest suñ ko defutee we're gonna have problem te am na lu ma boole ngeen bàyyi xel ne Gambia mu war a play in March te ñëpp gis ngeen the state of our Independence Stadium it's in the lowest of low mu ngi po so maa ngi am foreseen ne they will close the stadium suñ ko defatee duñ play home loolu dafa war a leer si ñëpp te both the male and female yëpp Gambia mu ngi war a play ak Cameroon tamit stade bi mu mel nii mënut a xuus benn international match so am seeing ne dinañ tëj stade bi for a while pour jéem koo roose mu am ñax mu lu better suñ ko defatee duñu am home match and suñ tëjee stade bi it means league match yi tamit dañoo am problème so I don't know what's gonna happen it's February now March jot na so we are a month or so away from March so dama xam te understand naa ne sometime in February I think around the ending gisul dafa war a play si stade right
But they play on the 5th for now this weekend.
Yeah. So dama xamul are they gonna sacrifice the musician over the football or not because park bi right now field bi mënut a host international game
football come first stadium bi dañ ko build for football nekkul music
du fii nag du Gambia
but
dañ cancel full week match man dem naa si stade bi pour dem si naani foofu Wildaan ak Port ma fekk fa stage buy dóor Alpha Blondy bu fort si stade bi man I was shocked man dama war bu ma dem Alpha Blondy te gis nga bu ma dem si stade bi it was like no I'm dafa mel ni man dañ ma liggéey because when I was going to the stadium maa ngi liggéey à Kilsène Amath Thiam daf ma call mu ne ma match am na ma ne ko yee match am na am on my way mu ne ma man fu ma dëkka su match amee dama dee gis lampay ma ne ko Amath match dina am mu ne ma xam naa lu ma laa wax lampi stade yi taaluñ man ma dégg boobu dama dem ma dem ba tontiwul sorry traffic light gisuma light ma waaw ma dem ba stade duga it was all mu ngi leen ma gis jumping lights Alpha Blondy baa ngi blast ma ne non lii xel nangu ko ma koof ma dajee Fodé Ba koo ji Wildaan mu ngi mel ba fii because yaa ngi prepare sa match 1 week te ñaari match ñoo fa waroon a am Brikama ñoo waroon a play first match bi second match bi Wildaan ak Amphos te balaa boobu
cancel games yooyu noonu
ma ne balaa boobu sax balaa boobu Gantel dafa amoon maaj non how to call it Brikama dafa amoon maaj ñoo gaaf ñu play 20 minutes also night off. Second match was Biko and somebody else. So those games were cancelled. So all those while they cancelled games. So on a Sunday, Realta Banjo you want to play at Wabanjo. Because they are lazy to get a state, that game was also cancelled. You handling the game is cancelled before you have the official letter from them. So all this time, they among the game became no cancel them depuis démb because dañ foog ne booy dañoo ñëw cancel so football gën naa am ba ëllëg I think tomorrow there will be some games but it's a mess. It's a mess.
It's a mess, to be honest. To be honest, next GFF executive with I think grassroots level should be the focus because Gambia tabah nenen ba ega am sun national team bu ñew play in the AFCON and this thing, but this is never going to be sustainable. So we qualify on a regular basis. The grassroots has to be strong, and Gambian grassroots football is non-existent because so I'm a coach who have one do set answer league. Number two, I'm a Ben home based player who have that they graduate to the national team. What's the purpose of the league? So, and those things have to be addressed. And if they are not addressed, you can have whatever national team you want, but it's never going to be sustainable. Then in a moment, you have would go to a competition and then perform well, but it won't last. So it's very, very important. So you low for Glen whatever because so by health I mean it's a video play clinic Lamin Jallo mu ngi wax because comme no don waxe rek they are expecting there might be a repercussion for this. Until legi people be saying they are corrupt. I'm not accusing anyone of corruption here, but then come so defe you melni, especially this day and age. I'm gonna leave on like a couple of years ago. Then you need to find a radio station to go and explain yourself. Nowadays, you don't need all that. All you need is your phone and you are live. And you can explain whatever you want to explain. Stop. So that being the case, they happen fofu. Then some of them seems to be expecting a repercussion out of this. So they get Lamin Jallo mu ngi wax bam wax sax kii ni Gomez mu ngi ko wax ne yow bul wax yow future captain James Gomez. So it means these people are expecting repercussion from this. Should that be the case? Should they face any problem from this?
And it looked like they kind of get everyone involved so that no one person is going to take the blame for it.
Money, place, so Omar Koli waxe ken som ñi di caaxaan
no am na ñoo xam ne moom duñ leen laaj comme
dañoo foyantu ñoom dañoo play la ñoo sideline ñoom Moussa Baro ñoom Omar Koli da nga ñemee Oscar bi doo leen
non laka moom duñ laal affaire am kooku lu ko neex wax kooku moom duñ
kooku du wax sa exemple pour waxkat de
no du waxkat
ku saf ki kay ñu ko Lamin Jallo mooy ko saf ki moom moo saf
mooy puñ bañ.
Okay, Cham. Definitely, there should not be any repercussion to this, because they play on Saturday. In Saturday, let's play. I think Kevat played last. Kevat played last. I think Kevat played on Monday or Sunday.
Sunday.
Kevat played on Sunday, and they got a so toxic tournament. Come like numa ko dee wax la rek suñu place yi mu ngi mel ni they are not in top teams so loolu moo waral li yeneen sax parce que can you imagine if at all Morocco beat Egypt that day, do you think that Mo Salah will be Liverpool be even waiting Mo Salah to wait for Egyptian Federation to give him ticket to go back to Egypt and that they will send private jet direct to come and carry Mo Salah to Liverpool straight because they need him, they need his service. So why shouldn't you should place, we are not up to that level, yes. But should play Saturday, Sunday, boy understand, nela for Sunday. Monday, boy waranyibi. ñibi wuñ Monday. Some of these players ñoo xam ne seen at least they are in better clubs, or their leagues are going on. ñoom jënd nañ ticket dellu nañ depuis Sunday, yes, depuis Sunday. Depuis Sunday ñoom Omar Colley, ñoom Ibrahima Dabo, Bada Mosi and others ñoom dem nañ ñoom Ibou Touré, ñoom Janko Sedi. And leena tam nit ñi dañ ko dee faate wax. Gis nga amba team bi there's a lot of things loo xam ne moo nekk di dox si team bi moo nekk di dox si team bi, parce que loolu yëpp si lum cause man si suma xelaat ak si suma gis-gis lu ma bàyyi xel during this AFCON xëy na ñu bari duñ ko dee bàyyi xel, because Ibou Faye daf dee nekk si bench bi ñëpp xam ne Ibou Faye is a second vice president of GFF. Daf dee nekk si bench bi. So and Alaj Sarr is appointed as an assistant coach. ñu ngi fay Alaj Sarr as an assistant coach. Léegi Ibou Faye mu nekk si bench bi ba pare ñëpp dañ dee gis ne coach bi si Ibou Faye la dee jël instruction dan Alaj Sarr fu caméra jàpp ko sax problème la. Yaa ngi understand? Dem na ba some players believe that it's Ibou Faye who select the team, who will play and who should not be played. So lii yëpp dara loo xam ne dañ war a put everything together. Ñu wax si ñu xool naka la lii pour lii bu mu happen waat, because I don't get it why GFF second vice president will be on our bench. So let's buy help. Dibi ñu ngi toogal Janko Sedi. Janko was not happy. Janko was not happy. Dibi ñu ko génne the game against Cameroon. He was saying you can see the mouth. He was saying why me. Yeah, you understand? But I understand then tam lu bari mo jaar digante place ak coach bi tam bay ay saga ndey after that game. Some players left this camp kontaan ak coach bi wala tago wuñ si alhamdulillah. So who knows, maybe in future or in our match games they will call some of these players and they will excuse themselves from coming to play for the Gambia. Lolu kay mun na lañ ko wax for free. Not like ñoo xam ne dem nañ sa laa wax waxuma ñoo xam ne ñoo wax si videos yi and all stuff like this. So lii yëpp dañ ko war a wax because gis nga suñu authorities yi sometimes man dama lay gis ne they always want to take all the credit. Loolu moo dee waral lii yëpp because suñu dem ba qualified during the qualification round yow doo dee toog si bench as second vice president, doo dee toog si bench. Assistant coach ba de nekk si bench ak coach bi ak ñeneen ñu fa war a nekk. So suñ def liggéey bi ba war a àgga si AFCON bi, why you will be on the bench in the AFCON? Just you want people to see you on that bench. You want people to say it's you who is using your brain to lead the technical team. I don't get it. Definitely leader loo xam ne we have to lépp la ñu war a boole ñu wax yëpp ñu seet yëpp problème si fuñ nekka waaye pour bàyyi ko mu jaala nii déedéet lii du mun a jaala nii sax because we are already in the era of politics. When I mean politics, football politics I mean. So lii yëpp du mun a jaala nii we will use some of these things to campaign against them. Loolu moom kay na fanaan fale waaw su leen neexee ñu wax ne lu happen ni neex na ma. So it's okay, we will use it and campaign against them, So and man lena rek la bëgg wax stakeholders.
So never mind. Lamin, you want to comment? I heard you were saying something.
What he's saying about players might not come again to
Yeah.
for Gambia, which I'm not surprised if that happens. Obviously, some of these players is more like they're not expecting this anyway. Especially most of these foreign-based players, for them to see this is more. Is it there?
I can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you, Lamin.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just saying, like, it's sort of I'm not saying it's a worry, but it could be a bit of a worry. Do you know what I mean? Like, for the experience they have going to a tournament, and then the whole thing just messed up after a good tournament, they're expecting a good reception from their fans, the country, and everything, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
you just
well,
come
man,
to
dañ
a
ma call,
different.
bëgguñ ma wax lu ma wax,
Oh, really?
ñu ma distract rek, I'm getting too much messages on calls are coming in. So I'm ignoring them. Now they're trying to call me.
Lord and what?
Lamin, sorry. Yeah, let's all continue, and then Lamin, you come back and after you.
So Lord and what? No,
No, lu ma nekk di wax mooy ne comme like Cham bu ngeen wax ne xanaa dañoo bàyyi lii mu jàlla ma ne ko lii mënuñ ko bàyyi mu jàlla because we are already in year of politics. When I said year of politics, year of footballing politics, I mean so because we have to select we have to select new people who will lead our football. And
when is that? When is the elections for JFF?
August. I think August, yeah.
August, yeah. So I think our stakeholders, they have the right to vote. Dañu war a xool bu baax a baax kan lañ war a jox seen vote yi pour mu lead suñ football. I think this is very important. Because swing football is not going in a right direction, if you ask me, because qualifying to AFCON alone doesn't mean our football is going in a right direction. Because grassroots be more than important. And you have this nation football, this league games where these games are playing, female leagues, foot game in the play. See, all island you guys play for how many remote places. Nobody will watch them there, which is very sad, party, jël nañ xaalis bi si CAF si FIFA pour defar CAF pour defar parti ñu lekk xaalis yi yëpp bam jeex toog si seen toog kenn bëggut wax ak media bi gis nañ naani documentary bu génne woon so I think all of these things we should put it on consideration. We talk about it ñu xam ne we are outside though we don't have right in vote, but we have our voice, we have our internet, we have everything to talk to our people, to sensitize them to know what is good for them and what is not good for them, because recently Maluma decision football this is too much. All of them are doing politics. When I mean politics this time, it's not about football politics. When you done politics during the 2021 election time, ñu ngi gis ñoom lantam tamba ñu ngi taxaw platform campaigning for Adama Barrow openly. We see Kemo they are I don't know finance something
UDP treasurer
is in UDP executive. We see Bakar Kejame always he will care UDP's programs.
Lamin Jasi NPP strong supporter.
So we all see this, and Ibu Fai also, I'm getting
even Alaji Sar, yes, Ibu Fai, yes, Banjul NPP, Alaji Sar, Banjul NPP.
So we are seeing all this. If at all these people are not ready to take our football to another level or to help us, let them excuse themselves and go and focus in politics and leave the football to people who want to take our football to another level. I think our stakeholders who have the right to vote, this is the best moment for them to rescue our football. Shouldn't them nangu new voter guy they stay in office again. I'm done with Gambian football. Dumasi wahat bepare kuma call wala kuma jo information sa pour ma genel la ko wala pour ma waxal la ko people to hear it. I will not even listen to you because I will see that you don't want the development of our football. Definitely, I think now is the right time. You step down, you job affair bi ñeneen ñoo xam they can take the football to another level because our football is not going in a right direction. So plus the video binitam, we will be monitoring everything. We will be in contact with some of these players, and we will wait for the next games, in March and see, how they will do the selection. Because for us, we follow all these players. Who is playing and who is not playing, we know. Who is performing and who is not performing, we know. Because we are now in world of technology. No need for you to be, everywhere to know who is playing and who is not playing. Who is not playing. So I think we have to rectify all what has gone wrong and move on. But we cannot leave it like that to say, yeah, we are families, that and that. Let's forget and move on. This is our first time. We cannot take that excuses. It's our first time, or to put blames on flight agencies. You know, for me, NCC, GFF, and the ministry, they cannot say anything to convince me that this is not their fault. It's their fault, and they should take full responsibility and apologize to the Gambian people, for wasting their time to go to the airport, to leave their works, and waiting for the boys.
Yeah, thank you. Lamin,
Yep.
yeah, continue what you
So
were saying, and then after we can just wrap up because it's been a long
yeah,
time now.
me, I'm just saying like the concern is about the players that they have to experience this. Who knows? Who knows? These guys, obviously, they got their life, they got their professional league they're playing on. So for them, obviously, they all happy to come and represent the country. It's more like a dream for them to be part of these program. But again, with the experience like this, I think the authorities need to contact them individually and talk to them. I think that's what I think, because it could lead to another thing tomorrow. Because obviously, in the next couple of months, we got another qualifiers. I think another sort of like, is it preliminary or something
Yeah,
in March? So these players will be busy in their league at the time.
yeah.
They're
No,
gonna be busy. Who knows? Who knows? They might not come. And as our league, we might think like our opponents are weak, but who knows? If you have to depend on our local based players, we might even be out. We might be
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I
No,
think
that
I
that
think we still got a lot to do. The authorities still got a lot to do. We can't just get carried away thinking like, oh yeah, we went to Cameroon in quarterfinals and all of that, and after all the mess that's been in place, they really need to they need to try and sort out the mess first, and we cannot leave it like this. We would say okay, let's leave it, but obviously the players probably have in their mind that this is not right. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, that's
Yeah, that's
true.
what I think. Yeah.
So new wrap up, right? And I come today, then after your Mungadem, because I've been keeping then after I go to Musa. So obviously ñun as Gambian sun attitude mooy then they tailor doylu su la nekk obviously dem neen ba ega quarterfinals and this is huge, it's massive, but getting to the top is not hard lu leen niti di wax rek, it's just maintaining it there te léegi ñun den set a standard boo xam ne is so high them neen ba quarterfinals and it would go back to zero if we cannot manage
Exactly.
to get to Ivory Coast next year. And how manaka len ko defena, but we have to go to Ivory Coast, inshallah, whatever the issue is. Moving forward, fekon ne dang non advice coach be on team selection. Are we going to be maintaining the same team with this same experience? Would you take a chance for them with the qualifiers with the same team, or do we have to look into the under 20 players and start bringing them up, or some other players maybe ñoo xam ne amutoon opportunity, because so by health tamit team bi Musa yow sax dang ko day wax this team, some of them are not there because of merit. Coach bi moom wax na ko, moom génn na wax na ne moom daf dee suy pick a team, a squad, daf dee pick a team, pick with individuals. So yow no foog ne noonu leen war a def moving forward. Should we just continue with the same thing to go into the qualifiers, or should we just mix and match with the other players?
Okay. Yeah. I think we have a league for a purpose, and you know, qualifying and playing a tournament is another thing. So it wouldn't be fair, and it wouldn't even be productive if we don't select from the lower, like from the local based players. Um, I think maybe the coach can maintain, a big number of this current team. Maybe some few individuals that we all mentioned here, and maybe they will not make it again in the team because of maybe age. So ñooñu mun nañ la na, kind of excuse or whatever. But sometimes maturity experience that they play a role. So man lima foog ne xëj na loolu la coach bi di war a def ak the technical team mooy ne suñ league bi dañ ko am pour promote bu baax a baax suñ first division league bi, and of course the second division. So ñi fa jógee gis nañ James Gomez yaagut bu mu génnee ak ñeneen yeneen boys yi ñoom Ibrahima Kuli yooyu noonu, and they all came from the under 20 ak yooyu noonu. So I think suñ jëlee from ñooñu ñu concentrate tamit in the leagues, in the divisional leagues back home. Lol dinañu dimbale bu baax a baax a baax, because this is something loo xamante ne is continuity. It acts of something I'm going gradually, and then we reach into that stage. So yeah, there are very very good players foofu noonu xale yu ndaw ñi foofu noonu ñu ngi play ñi seetaan league bi ñoom Habib bi ñoom xam nañ bu baax a baax a baax. They know these players more than I do. Léegi xamatuma kenn foofu noonu. But there are very good players ñoo xamante ne they can be feeders to this national team. What we must not do right now mooy ne buñ allow people that had already waited for Gambia to qualify to the AFCON to use our success story to come to the teams and you select on top of the players that we have got already. If they are there for because of merits, they can play fine, but they cannot be just there because they are playing in Europe. Europe in what leagues? In the lowest and lowest and lowest of leagues. When you have good players playing in the first divisions, playing either with Wydad or Real Dubai or whatever. Let's just not select players based on they are playing in England or in America or in anywhere. So man loolu laay lifin daal.
Thank you very much, Day. Yow moom dañ laa bàyyi nga dem. And then I will
Thank
wrap
you.
up with the boys. And then, but as usual, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you on board. And
Thank
then,
you.
thank you very much.
No, bul bàyyi Ndeye dafa war a explain lu tax mu ne you should not blame the GFF. Dafa war a explain loolu mu leer wala mu dellu si Watson Gambia yi mu bindaat gaay push.
No, Watson Gambia ñooñu rek ma sonal rek sama gars yi la ñam nga moo tax ñu jël ko. But yeah, GFF, to be quite honest, this is not their problem. NCC below, we all know they am a committee. In fact, the selection of this committee was an issue. GFF bëgguñu woon the ministry pour ñu select this committee. I think you may know about that.
Yep.
A certain member of GFF contacted me personally to speak to somebody, maybe with the minister even, to say the minister shouldn't be the person to institute to constitute this NCT. Since onset, GFF was against the constitution of this NCC. So obviously,
some members in GFF, yes, but not GFF as an institution.
I'm saying some members in GFF said the ministry should not constitute this. In the past competitions, we used to have the GFF manning or organizing this whole thing, doing the fundraisers and having this committee. That's what they believe in. So right now we have this minister who came in and organized this thing. They had against it since the onset. So it might be something that has been going on since the beginning, and then they continued it in this space.
No, ñoom nen ñu waxtaan si affaire bi ñu ne dañu war a gis ministre bi waaye some of them didn't agree. Foog naa boobu mooy time bu Lang Tombong ak Kaba am misunderstanding boobu noonu bés guys start di attaquante ba seen audio yi ñëw mu leak and stuff like this so I don't think GFF as an institution dañ bañoon si amoon na individuals in GFF ñoo xam ne ñoom bëggutoon lii parce que ku nekk da nga how much no leen ko dee wax sax comme ribams and other stuff like that so waaye nu munta mel GFF doo mun a génne gars si how much dama daa laa koy wax xaw ma si lan parce que
No,
people who are in this NCC they are
mm.
working in GFF.
No, you
They
have
are
Sadibu. You have
full-time staff
Sadibu.
of GFF.
You have Sadibu, who is an exco at the JFF, who is working as the vice chair of the NCT. But Sadibu is not in there as a representative of GFF. He's working in
And even
independently
Bakar
as
Kejame was
NCT.
there. Bakar Kejame was there. I don't know what inspired until he resigned from
Bakari
this.
has a bigger issue to settle. He has those parks, all those parks to work on now because next time we are going after him.
You know,
Yeah.
Murtizan Sitinsi. So,
Yeah.
yomba dal, you know, lu nekk si biir foofu
Yeah.
noonu
I
seen
know.
invite loolu dafa war a
Yeah.
leer de am nga
The whole
GFF nag
array.
siis GFF sooy wax si gaay lu baax wala sooy defend gaay nag da nga war a taxaw bu jàkk parce que you know ñun
No
moom
man,
si critique
GFM,
lañ bokk.
ñoom dañ ma tam as a critic. I don't mind. Dinaa jël loolu noonu. But for this one mom, dega. I am on their side. They are not at fault. To be honest, they are equally stranded.
They are equal standard but they are fault because because lu tax ma wax la loolu ñun suñ football bi GFF lañ ko denkaan du ministre bi GFF lañ ko denkaan
This is not the football. Guy playing football. This is logistics.
Even FIFA said government should not interfere.
Yeah.
FIFA wax loolu government should not interfere. So government can support by giving cash and other stuff, helping the national team. But other stuff, sis, GFF, bi moom kay mënuñoo génne GFF si bii de bii.
Okay.
Gars yi dañ si rax.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, thank you, sis. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Cham.
You're welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Musa.
Yes.
So léegi moving forward comme nun doon wax rek si yëfi team selection bi am nga by force obviously coach bi mun naa wax ne I don't want to risk it because it's unimaginable léegi nii war a dem Chad knock you out of the preliminary loolu moom we cannot from a quarter finalist to be knocked out by Chad you know we cannot underestimate them you know football bi léegi gis neen naka la football bi mel in Africa amatu smaller teams.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Say, te yo learning tamit dala bugalache because you follow the league back home and you do interact with some of these local based players. How do they see their lack of opportunity coming into the national team? Because they will see playing football in that league and thinking the only way they can play into this national team is either you turn professional going into Europe or going somewhere because without that amun ben opportunity so ñom lan moy sen ambitions
ñom man dama lay waxandoy some of the best players in the league you know dama lay mëna compliment mu nga play be game bi jessa malahala am luma waxa yow and then I move because you bari am ma sen number dañ jewa on a personal level because man I'm not just stick to my club. I watch the league frequently, so players in Hamne they are really promising. Nama de waha nyom, let encourage. Let one year, come play come on, good game. You know, keep it up. Sometimes just to give you that courage. Okay, I'm gonna the coach was around watching the league, so players didn't have that mind. We had a chance. Come. Okay, could be against and league. So I'm not no mass page consistently for 2 months or so. Hamga munna consider. But the fact that the coach is not watching the league, it makes it really crazy for even some of these boys to think Nessa somebody is watching over them hunger put numuna may chance in national team. While legally I just know what hammer man bro yo ki amu team te ñu ko you know, I took I'm not doing a key mako da play. Point. I'm so scared. Hey, bro, key mako da play. I'm not doing they got that confidence in them. Lan, hey, bro, key mako da play. It's not even close. They will tell you. It's not even close. Okay, nyang la one bro ñun tamit da ngaa waaru. So most of them ñu si ëpp nag they feel that they have to turn pro to have a chance because loolu mooy that's the norm ñun loolu lañ gis xëy na time sangdong gisoon nañ ñoom Giligo di Sambu ñoom Kaba Sambu booy noonu ñëw play xam nga and some of them they played really well waaye right now
And some players even from Senegal.
coach bi players yi ñu si ëpp yëpp dañ ko ne look let's work hard if we turn pro then we might be in the squad because loolu lañ fi gisuñu oo kenn for the past year gisuñu oo benn home base mu join national team bi so you have no reason to think that you'll be there because gisuloo ko and it's the same coach ku fi nekk you know di nga gis players yoo xam ne dafa na ñu ngay play in a very low league in Europe and then ñu ngay play yow yaa ngi play league bi xëy sa player of the month yaa ko win or you've been consistent or xam nga let's say for example last year gis nañ Sekouba of Gaf banging goals for fun. He's strong. He's a fine striker. Comme kooku soo ko mayoon chance maybe xam nga mun na moo elevate to a next level. Why loolu happen? So most of the players in the Gambia ñoom they feel that they have to turn pro pour ñu am a chance of playing national team. Waaye am na si ñoo xam ne ma ne bro squad bi mun naa fay play or ñu la diw sangam te léegi players yi dañoo mën a Google check squad bi suñu ooyee dañoo xool gis na Mr X de moom xam nga he is clubless or Mr Y nekku di play yow sa club bi yaay starman bi yaa ngi play week in week out so xam nga yaa ko gën a fit waaye I think going forward coach bi dafa war a set something clear dafa war a wane ne you have to be very good to play for the national team I think some of these players yi nga xam ne dem nañ si AFCON bi fine they work out for it xam nga it's nice for them to play in the AFCON it's good for their profile waaw soo màggetee nga ne waaw man player naa Gambia AFCON okay it's okay all is well waaye going forward squad bi dañ ko dafa nekk place boo xam ne you have to earn it léegi we have to forget about history ak xam nga key was there before no léegi I think we have to set the bar really high te Gambia luckily am na players soo xam ne they are young and they are good so xoolee players yi nga xam ne coach bi oyle bari la ñoo xam ne they are young and they are playing in respectable league for example soo xoolee Sirif Siñaan he is young mun naa play midfield mun naa play defense Ali Sow top striker Aliou Fadela mu ngi Belgium Bambalaay gis naa ne move na to France you know Lama is doing good Wali Fofana is doing good Asana Mane is doing good ñii yëpp ab ñoo xam ne lañ they are young and ñu ngi play consistently so léegi going forward like we have to allow the dead woods to move suñu bëggee more flowers grow you have to cut the dead wood loolu moom dafa war a am waaye coach bi nag like I said ñun we only have our opinions moom mooy seet lu moo def te caat boobu noonu buñ ne caat rek dem naa man tam di seet which kind of players they have te gis naa ne they have some decent players te Africa any day on your fine day at home you can win so it's a very tricky tie for Gambia fans yi moom dañ dee jooj di ka based on your name some guys they have no clue about Chad di nga ne boobu is a rap we're gonna win Djibouti example la woon lowest rank fana in Africa they almost you know shock us at home so loolu I think is a learning curve for us ne Chad bi xam naa ne coach bi du ko xeeb waaye fans yi booy Chad ay fanay Chad ay boobu booy ñu ñoomu Chad no that's not how it goes dinañ fi Équatorial Guinée mu dóor Algeria easy defend leen play di seen game gis nañ fi Comoros sax xoj Cameroon
ma ne ñun sax exemple leen
yooyu amatut léegi
ma ne ñun sax exemple leen
non yaa mun kii da nga ko def si film fii léegi kenn mënu kenn yi si Burkina is going Burkina bu ñëw kenn xool leen they were outsiders fu mu nekk nii Burkina are in the semi-finals so Gambia going into that Chad game it's a very tricky tie te ñun fu mu nekk nii mënuñoo digest
ma ne ñun sax exemple
mënuñoo digest Gambia war a toog si loolu xam okay as a football fan xam nga ne it's a possibility because on a good day team mun na la waaye ñun loolu from a sporting point of view ak lu ñam nii mu neex nii loolu dafa métti That would be catastrophic for Gambian football in general. You were doing box and stages. No way. I'm not seeing that. But I think we have the materials to big chat. Making a could be prepared about him. Well, all players in Hamid, they are young and they got I'm gonna send they got the legs to do it. Because so what is team bisa is 28 players. And you they are not very active, maybe 5, 6, 7. So it's like 5, 6, 7. Like, you still have 22 Bohamne. It's legit. Legit 22. Lost your correct. I'm the squad. You know, sorry to say, right? The men's tournament, luckily, some strikers is fire as expected. So I think it's about time you may also a chance because Gambian and then he's playing in a regular and respectable league. So I think going forward, suñ mënee baalal players su saaga ndey baalal players su wax lu garaaw I think Ali should be back definitely.
Bro, waaye foog naa Ali Sow case Ali Sow lay dafa complicated trop, because waaye anyway boobu nañ ko wax si suuf,
Yeah.
Yeah, just continue. Come selection me no for me no la to maintain the same team for the qualifiers because only a month left for that preliminary game. Should he just go with the same team or should he just trial now with other players coming in?
Well, because match is just at the corner. I think what now muna or some players add positive team with them say AFCON. Well, I don't think team with them say AFCON we go muna them a team no see match game against Chad because there are players ñoo xam ne nekkuñ di play they don't have club ñu ngi si AFCON squad bi there are players ñoo xam ne comme man affaire age bi moom kay I don't have any issue with the age as far as you get a team and you are playing you are performing you can play if Cristiano is still playing for Portugal with 37 years of age and Buffon is still want to go to World Cup with the 43 years of age. I think age is just a number. If at all you are playing, in a good team and you are performing, I'm okay if they call you. But I think the coach need to give chance to other players also, who are doing good with their clubs to come and play against Chad. And come brawl numko wahe Chad, one underage Chad. Chad have some decent player come numko wahe because they have one player who is playing in Anga in Premier League One. And he's a regular starter in Anga. Anga is doing good in Premier League One, and he's a first choice player there. And they have another player who is playing with Abdullah Jallo Jamano, the same team with Jamano, and he is playing and is getting minutes there. But majority of their players are playing France National League. Some are playing in Cameroon, some are playing in Morocco. So we should not underrate them. To me, Chad is better than Djibouti. And with Djibouti, we draw with Djibouti inside Djibouti 1-1. We draw with them Gambia 1-1. We beat them on penalties. So I think we should not underrate Chad. The coach and the technical team, they should prepare well and ready for this game. Like you people say it, from AFCON quarter final, we come to primary and we don't make it, God forbid. And do you remember anyway? So coach Vidal na whole place you pare pour player dekabi mu guy ñu play. Sirif Sinyanya, I think they should give chance to Sirif Sinyanya because Sirif is playing. Swing defenders not apart from even Omar Koli. Sirif is playing regular even more than Omar Koli because Omar Koli recently, bala AFCON bi gis nañ dañ ko dee mun a génne si team bi Sampdoria dañ ko dee mun a teg si benn bi indi ko second half Lego League to play. We have been seeing that, but Sirif is a regular first choice player at Mold, and Mold is a big team in Norway. They are playing Europa League, they are guaranteed to play Europa League every season, So I think, we should give chance to Sirif to come back to the national team. But for Ali, so I said, we talk that on the ground because that one is somehow sensitive. So I think after that I think all the players deserve to come to the national team if they are playing with their clubs and performing. Comme bro nu ko wax I think léegi dañu war a passé place boo xam ne dañu wax ne diw moo doon def lii fii diw mu daf doon play Manchester. Me, I don't believe in those things. Diw mu doon play Manchester, mu doon play Real Madrid. Loolu du affaire. We are talking about present things. Su nekkee loolu la there are some players they will be still playing for their national team. Players like Marcelo. Marcelo léegi Brazil duñ ko dee ba pare Real Madrid la nekka biggest team in the whole world. Foofu la nekka why Brazil duñ ko dee because he's not playing. So I think suñ coach bi tam dafa war a bàyyi xel loolu ak players yu nekk league bi definitely they should give them chance sometimes but unfortunately suñ coach bi moom Belgium la dee base suñ am match players yi duñ dee naaw moom tam noonu la dee naaw ak players yi dem play dellu Belgium dem toog foofu noonu so pour mu select players in the league dafa difficult trop man si suma xelaat ak suma gis-gis balaa ngaa select League Two player wala Serie C or Serie D player nga select player koo xam ne mu ngi play Gambia week and week out is better than to call players who are playing that very very lower league in Germany, England, Italy. Some are playing 4th division or 5th division. Just that this League Twos and that it's like 4th division League Two. It's like 4th division in England. Where Babukar Gay is playing is like 5th division in Germany. Where CB and Yusuf Bob are playing is like 4th division in Italy. So I'm not saying they are not good. They are good. They are fine players. They do good at the AFCON. We appreciate it. We are proud of them. But I think now we have to pass that stage. We give chance to players who are playing regularly with their club. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you. Lamin, so you wrap up. What do you have to say? What do we do moving forward? Do we play the same team or do we take any risk?
I would say, obviously, as you can see, the manager what he's done in the finals, he stick with pretty much the same team that he used during the qualifiers. So it's either way. But I think the manager need to give chance to so many players. You can't depend on the same players. What if he's got injuries? What if you got like 6-7 players injured, your key players, and those are the only players you put your hopes on. Whilst you got like so many options, you got players in different league. Even some of the home-based players that are performing, they're having a good season. You got to give them chance. The ultimate thing is the FA should try and get more friendlies, more international, more friendlies, even like playing against other African teams, other African countries. I think we need it, and I don't know what they will do, but they should host teams to the country, like teams coming to the country and play international friendlies, and some of these local based players can have the opportunity to showcase their talent, and then give them chance. I think they can do it. Sometimes we just look them down, but some of these players they're confident and they got point to prove. We've seen some countries like Ghana, they brought some of their local based players, and even though they went out of the tournament, but they played well. Why not? We can give them countries like Chad. I'm not saying we should underestimate them, but I think we should look at other options. We cannot depend on the same players. Sometimes players can change their mind.
Sorry, even Sierra Leone, I'm not cutting you. Even Sierra Leone, the striker who scored their only goal in the AFCON, he's playing, in Sierra Leone League, Musa Tambo.
You see? Exactly. So you see what I'm saying?
And I think, Sierra Leonean league is not better than our league.
Yeah, because no, not at all. Their league is not better than our league. I mean, Gambian, at least regardless, every year we'll have one or two Gambian teams in CAF qualifiers or something like that. Places like Sierra Leone, they don't even get that spot sometimes. I mean, yeah, as I said, because this is probably one of the ways for these players also to be known, and I think we need to give them chance. We need to give these local players to play for the national team to get cap, because it does help them in terms of their international football career. They can get scouted by other clubs. But if we are just to depend only like foreign-based players, I feel like I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but I think we're not promoting our own football, and we needed to promote our own football. For other clubs to know that we got talent in the country. But when you look at the players that we have, like all the players that we're going for players that are already established in Europe, or maybe some of them like they even went to Europe when probably some of them are even born there. Do you know what I mean? Some of them grow up in the academies. People like Ibu, they all started their career in academies here. Do you know what I mean? They are known already. I don't have nothing against for them to come and play for the country, but I'm saying like for us to more like develop our own league, we need to start involving our local based players in terms, especially the players that plays for the national team or national youth team. Do you know what I mean? They already represent the country at the highest level. Let's say like the under-20s. We have lots of talent in that under-20. Those players need to be considered. They seriously need to be considered. These players are the future. They are the future. We got players that played in this tournament already, this AFCON tournament. Maybe in the next AFCON tournament they might not play. People like even Modu Barrow, and you got Modu Barrow. Obviously, Sona is very unlikely to play the next tournament. You know what I mean? These are players, they might not play. And put them in and give them chances to expose themselves. Because the more they are playing for the national team, it does help them. We know how the scouting thing goes. Playing for the national team, you have 2 or 3 cups for your senior national team, and then you're gonna be hard. And as of now, the way Gambia has performed, I know there's loads of football agencies, maybe in our league, they wanted to see our players and see how these guys are doing. And people like Chino Samba, I was watching him, like obviously he's running, he's involved in one of the biggest football sporting agencies in Europe. I've seen him scouting a lot of players from Senegal. Why can we not have them in Gambia? Senegal, Guinea, even the Guinea League is got players there playing in Guinea. This team called, is it Hore or something like that? From his own country. We don't have nothing. And we've seen Gambia going into the under-20 AFCON. And they done well. They had third place or something like that. There's loads of that team is probably for me like, I think they even play better than the national team in my opinion, if I would say, with the confidence and the way they play football. These boys seriously need to be considered in my opinion. Yeah, that's. I know I've got a lot to say, but obviously we don't have time.
Yeah. We've been around for so long now. Yeah.
For so long, yeah.
But we're gonna find the time, obviously, on other episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you very, very much, Musa, Sol, Lamin. It's always been a pleasure having you on board. And I see you next time. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks, everyone, man. Definitely. We really appreciate it. We definitely have
Yeah, thanks.
Musa,
No worries.
jërëjëf, man.